Today I want to show you my treasure chest project that you can print. I designed it in Fusion 360, and as you can see, it's got some really cool features. I had some design goals, and for such a big project I wanted to make sure that I tested them and iterated on a smaller project. So I made this cute little box with the locking mechanism. It tested out the wood grain on the side, the hinges, and all that. Stay tuned and I'll show you how I did it. I'll start with that cute little box I showed in the opening. This was my way of iterating on concepts for a bigger treasure chest. I needed to know if the wall thickness was going to be right. I tested the sliding latch mechanism, the hinge, the wood grain textured for the sides, and it was important to me for all the pieces to be held together with compression, not glue. Even these little prints can take hours, so it was important to be able to check if a concept was going to work and fit with the least amount of material and time possible. For the hinge, I wanted to find that sweet spot of friction so the lid would stay in place when open. You can see here the wood grain texture that I modeled into the file so that it can be seen and felt. This was printed with PLA filament, and total print time was between 4 and 5 days. It weighs in at over 1 kilogram, 1,103 grams to be exact, and it has 19 pieces to it. In addition to what I tested on the small box, this treasure chest has accent bolts, a blue gem for a locking knob, and some embossed icons. I worked on this for 4 months, printing several iterations and a few failed builds along the way. There were many challenges on this project. Curling off the print bed literally pulled my magnetic board off the heated plate at the corners, which leads to squished lines in the print. To help reduce this from happening, I used little metal office clips to help hold the magnetic board down. I combined this with insulating the printer to slow down the cooling while the rest of the print was still happening. Another technique I believe that would have helped would have been to round the corners of the model. Ghosting was another challenge. Ghosting is caused by sharp direction changes and the resulting vibration of the mass of the print head still vibrating from the movement. This leads to small variations in the location of the print head that you can see in the print. The solution is to slow down the print, at least where sharp angle changes are happening. Printing the lid at a speed that wouldn't have ghosting would have taken 4 days. I tried slowing down the entire print while it was printing those layers. That led to noticeably different colors that was worse. In the end, I just accepted the ghosting. Knowing that I would be iterating several times on various parts, I wanted to reduce failed prints due to running out of filament on the spool. To solve this, I used a 3 kilogram spool and added a hanger for it. I used a pretty basic method to know how much filament is left on the spool. I simply weigh new spools before I use them and write their tear weight on them. The tear weight is simply the weight of the spool when there's no material on it. With this number, I can subtract the tear weight from the total weight of my partially used spool to know how much filament is left. The wood grain was really important for me to get right. It was a labor-intensive process of uploading pictures of wood grain to the lithophane tool on website 3dp.rocks and then combining the mesh with my modeled boards. And the locking mechanism. This was a really fun challenge to find something that could slide with just the right amount of friction. In just a few iterations and a little sanding made for the perfect fit. Well, that's it for this video. It was an insane amount of time to pour into a personal project like this, but I'm really pleased with how it turned out. I've posted all the files for free on Thingiverse if you'd like to print your own. And if you like this project, please like and subscribe. And you might like some of the other videos I've made. Thanks for watching.